Happy Tuesday. I'm Joe. This is Puck It with Joe. Sorry, I'm running late today. I was fighting with traffic. My dog trying to get him inside. He didn't want to come in. Okay, we talked about the Blues yesterday. Thank God I rode with the Blues and didn't change my mind sitting on the air with you guys because it felt like the only bet I could win on the ice yesterday was the St. Louis Blues getting that nice win. Now, we did hit a lot of those props, but the other games I just did not see right. So apologies, you guys. What were my best bets even yesterday? I got so many notes here. The Senators, I thought would come out, get the win, weren't able to. The Kings and the Flames, oh my God, you guys. I thought that game would stay under the total. The Flames themselves went over the total. The Kings almost. That game was over in that first period. We saw the Blackhawks not be able to keep it tight. But that St. Louis Blues win, I tell you, I didn't want to come eat crow here. It's actually funny. My son was sent yesterday's YouTube saying, your mom is arguing. I didn't think I was arguing on here. So I'm sorry if I came off a bit chippy. I felt a bit chippy. I have to tell you, you guys know that I'm live here on YouTube, Twitter, Facebook. I'm also live on TikTok on my phone. So a comment came up that was really caught me off guard that I didn't like, and I just wanted to end my TikTok but didn't want to interrupt the flow of things. So could have been another reason I got a little bit more chippy, but I'm glad I stuck to my guns. You guys, I appreciate each and every one of you for being here. I see a lot of familiar faces in the crowd on YouTube, so thanks, you guys. I appreciate you. We have 9 games on the board to talk about today. We're going to go over those, each and every one of those. I like you guys giving your insight on what you're liking in these games. So everyone that's watching other places other than YouTube, make sure you come into YouTube, join this live chat because I got a great community over here that is giving their thoughts on this, including my friend Becky out there. Big shout out to my Becky, you guys. This is one of my besties. So kind of nerve-wracking. She is in here watching me, but hi, Becky. You guys, we're going to jump into the first game. The Toronto Maple Leafs are taking on the Pittsburgh Penguins. Now, this one kicks off at 7 p.m. Eastern. Got a total of 6.5. Now, Toronto coming in here at minus 115 on that money line, minus 105 for the Pittsburgh Penguins. Now, Toronto is 8-5-3 on the season. The Penguins 6-6-3. We got a total of 6.5 in this one. Matt Murray expected in goal for the Toronto Maple Leafs. He's 0-1-0 on the season with a 4.07 goals against average. Remember, if you guys want to play a drinking game, it is Tuesday. You can do shots if I say Blue Jays instead of Maple Leafs. Don't forget that. Casey DeSmith is confirmed out there for the Pittsburgh Penguins. He's got a 2.67 goals against average. We know the better goalie here is definitely Casey DeSmith. This line, it's a little confusing to me. This is another one where I really thought the Penguins would come in as a bigger favorite, but I think I'm willing to take a risk on them here. I think the Maple Leafs, they just haven't been able to get those goals, get that offensive production up, which we know that they're finally going to get. They've got a stronger power play, but against this Pittsburgh Penguins team on home ice, it is averaging 3.6 goals per game and 33.7 shots on goal. With Matt Murray expected for Toronto, I really do think this is Pittsburgh's game. Now, these two teams just played on November 11th, so I see the fire back that Toronto could bring. It was a 4-2 win for the Pittsburgh Penguins, but again, with Matt Murray expected here, I don't see it. The Maple Leafs just haven't been strong on the road either this season. They're 1-4 in their last 5 road games, sitting 2-5 on that puck line on the road. The Penguins have been strong at home, 9-4 in their last 13 games at home. They're also coming off an overtime game. They win that first period following overtime. So this is one where I think I'd look at the Pittsburgh Penguins in that first period to come out on that home ice and get the win. And that is where I'm going to go with this one. I think that is the most solid bet over taking them for the full game, is to come out in that first and come out firing. So the Penguins first period is my best bet in this one, but I also like that under 6.5. My only concern is Matt Murray in this one. If he comes out and lets the Penguins just completely destroy him here, this one could go over. So it's not my favorite. But I would have to lean to the under. If anything, I think both these teams tighten up. The just question mark is Murray. Maybe Toronto's team total would be a good way to look at it, as a way to go. So, but Penguins first period is my favorite bet here. Thanks, Todd. I am glad you love my hat. Buffalo money line, two teams going the wrong way. Okay, we're gonna get onto that one. I like what you're thinking here. Let's go into the next game here, you guys. We have the next game on the board, 7 o'clock Eastern. The Vancouver Canucks taking on the Buffalo Sabres. Now, the Buffalo Sabres minus 113 here. The Canucks minus 106. Both these teams on a losing streak. We've got Buffalo losing their last 5. They lost to the Bruins on Saturday. That was a 3-1 win for the Boston Bruins. We rode the Boston Bruins there on the puck line, made some nice money. The Vancouver Canucks are coming off a loss to the Bruins as well. They played the Bruins on Sunday. They lost that one 5-2. Bruins destroyed both of these teams. This is the last road game here for the Vancouver Canucks before they head home. I think this is an awkward situation. This team has not been playing well on the road. I think they're done. I think they're ready to pack up and just head home. Spencer Martin, although they'd like to get the win before going home, I just don't know if they can do it. Spencer Martin confirmed for them. He's got a 3.39 goals against average. He's 3-1-1 on the season. And Anderson coming out here for the Buffalo Sabres. He's 3-2 on the season with a 2.4 goals against average. We know this Buffalo Sabres team has been able to beat some better teams. We saw them in the trip with Calgary and Edmonton and Vancouver get those wins. So I think they get this win here on the home ice. They're averaging 3.67 goals per game and 31.9 shots on goal. They are allowing too many, but the Vancouver Canucks are allowing way too many. They're allowing 4.06 goals per game and 33.1 shots on goal. Major defending and goaltending issues for the Vancouver Canucks. So I can't get behind them, especially when Buffalo has a stronger offensive team as well. Now, when we look at these two teams matched up, there has been trends towards that underdog, with the underdog winning 4 of their last 4 meetings, but I don't see it with how the Vancouver Canucks defense is playing. So I'm going to take the Buffalo Sabres here on the money line. The home team is also 29-1 in the last 30 meetings. And I got to lean to the over 6.5 with how these two teams have been playing defensively. We talked about the Vancouver Canucks allowing that 4.06 goals per game and 33.1 shots, while the Buffalo Sabres are allowing 3.47 and 31.3 shots on goal. So if Buffalo gets in the box, that's the only concern here, because we look at the Vancouver Canucks. They got the 5th best power play overall in the league. They're going to be hungry to try to get this win. I'm just not sure if they can do it, especially if Buffalo plays a disciplined game. So give me the Buffalo Sabres. They've had more rest coming into this. They haven't played since that game on Saturday versus the Bruins. And give me the over 6.5. The over is so strong between these two, with the over going 11-4 and 1 in the last 16. Everyone on TikTok, I am live on YouTube right now. That's why I'm not looking at you. I'm seeing your comments come up. Go over to YouTube and join me over there. Okay, you guys, let's look at the next game on the board. We have the Washington Capitals taking on the Florida Panthers. Now, this one, we have the Capitals coming in as a large dog at plus 162. The Florida Panthers minus 196 and a total of 6.5. Washington is sitting 7-8-1 on the season, 2-5 on the road, but 9-8 on that puck line overall and 4-4 on the road. Florida Panthers rolling in here, 8-6-1 on the season and 2-4 on that puck line at home, 4-11 on the puck line overall. Darcy Kemper expected for the Washington Capitals. I think you guys can tell where I'm going here already. Once I start mentioning those puck lines, how these teams are doing on the road and at home, looking at this puck line for the Washington Capitals, I just can't get behind the Florida Panthers here at minus 196. While I do think they could pull off this win at home, I don't think they cover the puck line. Now, Bobrovsky is expected in goal for the Florida Panthers. He has a 3.28 goals against average. This team is playing phenomenal. They're getting these shots on goal. They lead the league in shots on goal with 40.3 shots on goal per game. Now, they are only averaging that 3.13, but the Washington Capitals just not coming out here strong offensively, getting that 2.88 and 27.8 shots on goal. So they are being limited. But what we're seeing with the Florida Panthers, they're allowing those shots. They're allowing just over 30 shots on goal. I think this one, with how the Washington Capitals lost that last game to the Tampa Bay Lightning, after beating them on the game before, they got that 6-3 loss in that last one. They've got the Blues on deck on Thursday. I think this is one they can keep tight. Now, the Florida Panthers coming in off a loss to Edmonton. That was a 4-2 loss. They've got the Stars on deck on Thursday. So just way too much juice here on the Florida Panthers. Can't trust them. Sorry, my phone is ringing. Just got to turn that off. Cannot trust them here on that puck line. I just don't like that 4-11 record on the puck line and 2-4 at home. We like the Washington Capitals. I like the Washington Capitals come in here strong. Plus 1.5 on that puck line is a little juiced at -145. The Capitals have covered the puck line in each of their last 7 games as an underdog following a road loss. So strong trends to them being able to cover this puck line. They just got so many injuries they're dealing with at the moment, but they have Alex Ovechkin, which we know he is so phenomenal. I'd be looking at his shots on goal props tonight. I'd be looking for him for that anytime goal. I do think this one goes over the total of 6.5. Both of these defenses have been allowing those goals to come in. So give me the over 6.5 as well. The over is 5-2 in the last 7 meetings in Florida and 11-3 in the last 14 meetings overall. So you guys, it's going to be a good one. You got to love Tag Thompson for an anytime goal. That is a definitely nice. Yeah, big shout out to all of you guys for being here over on YouTube. Seeing the Capitals on the puck line at -160 now. I hate that that has gone up. Thomas, thank you so much for calling that one out, that it's gone up to that much. Shop those lines. Head on over to Betstamp. Use referral code Madden over there. See if you can get better value. Now, if you can't get better value than the Capitals, hang on, I'm just bringing up my book here. If you cannot get better value on the Capitals on that puck line, let's look at what their team total is, because if we can get over 2.5 for the Washington Capitals here, which we should be able to at good value, I do like that, because I do think this is a higher scoring one. And that's something I look at, you guys. If that puck line is too juiced for the dog and we've got a total of 6.5, they're giving us a dog over 2.5, and I think it's going to be a higher scoring one. I then look at that team total. So let me just bring it up here. Oops, I'm looking at the San Jose Sharks. I'm pulling up the wrong game here. Washington Capitals. 1 second, you guys. If you guys have it in front of you, call out those numbers. Okay, so the Washington Capitals over 2.5, I'm getting at -118. I like that. For sure. I think that is better value if you're not getting that puck line at good value. So take the Washington Capitals team total over 2.5. I'm just going to write that down. I actually, if you can't get good value, I like that better. Okay. Thank you for the call on the Blues. Yeah, it was, I'm glad they stuck to their guns. I really didn't want to come in here and eat crow. Okay, the next game on the board, but I would have. You guys know I would have come here and apologized to all of you for not getting that if the Blues did not pull out that win. We just have to look at those spots where the book is telling us there's something not right here. It looked too easy, way too easy to take Colorado last night. Binghamton, phenomenal game. Now, the Dallas Stars take on the Tampa Bay Lightning. This one kicks off at 7 o'clock Eastern, with the Dallas Stars coming in here at +108. I love what we've seen out of the Stars. Ottinger is expected for them. They're 9-5-1 on the season, 5-3-1 on the road, 10-5 on that puck line, 6-3 on the puck line on the road. The Tampa Bay Lightning rolling in here as the favorite at home. Greatly so, -130 here for them. We're not paying too much juice on them. They're 8-6 on the season, 4-2 at home. 6-9 on that puck line, though, and 3-4 on the puck line at home. Now, I think this is going to be a tight game, but I don't love the value here for the Tampa Bay Lightning. Well, it's a low price. I think we're getting better value at taking the Stars with Ottinger expected. Ottinger is just so good. He's got a 1.8 goals against average. Elliott is confirmed for the Tampa Bay Lightning. He's 3-1 on the season with a 3.26 goals against average. Both of these teams playing so strong defensively. The Dallas Stars only allowing 2.53 goals per game and 30.7 shots on goal. Third best overall power kill in the league. The Tampa Bay Lightning coming in here, allowing that 3.2, so allowing a little bit more. But I think when we've seen them in the last couple of games, I've liked the puck movement by this defense and what they're able to do in their zone. So I've liked what I've seen. Tampa coming off that nice win over the Washington Capitals. Now, we know they lost that last game to the Washington Capitals. These two teams played so chippy. Dallas coming in off a win over the Flyers. They got a nice big win here. They made us money on that puck line. That was a Saturday game. They got that 5-3 win. So they're coming in here rested. I think all the value comes on the Stars here. Off of rest, it seems almost too good to be true to get this team at plus 108. It's my only concern with this one. But the Lightning, they are not stringing wins together at all. They're 3-11 or 3-8 in their last 11 following a win. They're just not pulling it together. I think the best way to look at this game is to take the Dallas Stars at plus 108. But I do think with this total sitting, it's moved up to 6.5. This morning when I first got it, I got the over 6. This could be a tight one. We know both of these teams have been putting up the goals. I'm still going to take the over 6.5, even though it has moved. I don't love it, you guys. I think the best value is just taking the Stars here, but I would lean on that over as well. The next game on the board. Yeah, the Stars team total over 2.5. I do like that. I think if you're getting value there, take that team total over 2.5. Miss Danica, thank you for joining us here today. Always nice to see your smiling face come up here on YouTube. Okay, the next game on the board, we have the New Jersey Devils taking on the Montreal Canadiens. What can we say about this Devils team? They are absolutely on fire. They've won their last 9 games. They are just dominating on the ice. They get the second most shots on goal at 37.1. Offensively, this team is averaging 3.67 goals per game, which is 5th overall in the league. Defensively, phenomenal. They're limiting teams to 24.4 shots on goal. They are just getting these blocked shots left, right, and center. They're controlling that puck, taking it over in the neutral zone. They're doing everything right. They won their last 4 games. This is their first game of a road trip here. They got the Leafs, the Toronto Maple Leafs, on deck on Thursday. Their last win came over the Arizona Coyotes. They got a 4-2 win there. They are so much on fire. Now they're facing the Montreal Canadiens, who are 8-6 on the season, 9-6 on that puck line, 5-3 on that puck line at home. They've won their last 3 games. This Montreal Canadiens team, I didn't expect them to be winning games consecutively like this, if I can talk. Now, Jake Allen is expected for them. He's got a 3.19 goals against average. Vanek expected for the Devils. He's got a 2.33. With how the Montreal Canadiens are allowing goals, what I'm going to look at in this one is the Devils team total, because I like it here. The Devils come out here at minus 192 on that money line. Montreal at plus 158 if you like them, and the total is 6.5. If we take the Devils team total over 3.5, we're only paying minus 110. I do think that the Devils come out hard in this one and they get those 4 goals. They're 12-1 in their last 13 games overall. They are playing absolutely phenomenal. They're also strong off of rest, going 4-1 in their last 5 games, playing on 2 days rest. But the Canadiens, they play up to these teams that they're not supposed to beat. They're 6-2 in their last 8 games versus teams with winning records above 600. They're also 4-0 in their last 4 versus Eastern Conference. I don't want to take a side in this. I think this is a high-scoring one. We saw the last time these two teams came out, Montreal won it. Now, this would have been back last season, back in April. Montreal got a 7-4 win. This Devils team is so much on fire, but Montreal is playing above what we expected. So give me the Devils team total over 3.5. I think they get these goals. Now, if you believe in Montreal tonight, by all means, take them on the money line because I do think there's an opportunity for them to get the win. Suzuki has been playing absolutely incredible for them. Their team total over 2.5 is -120. The best bet, though, I think, is to count on this Devils team to keep rolling. The Montreal Canadiens are allowing that 3.2 and 33.4 shots on goal. With Jake Allen confirmed for them, he's got a 3.19 goals against average. So the Devils will go over 3.5 goals in this game. And I think the whole game goes over the 6.5 in this one. 5 of the last 6 meetings have gone to that over. Okay. Next game on the board, you guys. We got 9 of these, and I got to wrap it up quick because I have a meeting here at the bottom of the hour. We got the Philadelphia Flyers taking on the Columbus Blue Jackets. Now, the Flyers coming in at -120 here. Columbus at +100. Carter Hart expected for the Philadelphia Flyers. We know how phenomenal Carter Hart has been. He has blown me away so far this season. He is 6-2-2 on the season with a 2.18 goals against average. We have the Columbus Blue Jackets starting Elvis. You guys know I don't even try to pronounce his last name. He's confirmed. He's 2-5 on the season with a 4.81 goals against average. Elvis is an interesting goalie. We saw him last season have some phenomenal games and then some really bad games. He's hit or miss, and I don't know if I can trust him here in this one. It seems almost too good to be true that we're getting the Philadelphia Flyers with Carter Hart in goal at -120. I don't know if this is one of these situations where I shouldn't overthink it too much and just take the Flyers, or if this is another one of those ones where something isn't sitting right. It doesn't sit that well with me. Now, the Flyers have lost their last 3 games, though. They did lose to the Columbus Blue Jackets 5-2. They lost to the Senators 4-1 and the Stars 5-1 in those last 3. They got the Bruins on deck on Thursday. Now the Columbus comes in here. They lost their last game to the Islanders, but that was in overtime. They dug really deep. They fought for that one. I just don't like what we're seeing out of the defense of the Columbus Blue Jackets, and that's where I think the Flyers could get this win because the Flyers are only allowing 2.87 goals per game and 34.4 shots on goal. When we look at the Columbus Blue Jackets, they're allowing 4.36 goals per game and 36.1 shots on goal. That's 31st overall in the league defensively, just not stepping up, not getting it. And offensively, neither of these teams are really lighting up the scoreboard, even though these defenses are letting them down. I think in this one, I've got to count on the Flyers to come out as a stronger team. Again, this isn't something that I love. When we look at the last 4 games for the Columbus Blue Jackets at home versus the Philadelphia Flyers, they have won that first period. So if you guys like that, my whole problem, though, really is when I really start to think about the Columbus Blue Jackets here, they're without their left winger, Patrick Lane. He is huge for them. Without him in, I believe it's his ankle that is injured. I think this team is going to struggle, but I also thought the Blackhawks were going to struggle when Seth Jones went out. So there is a next man up kind of situation. I think Patrick Lane, though, is pivotal in this one. I don't know. I don't love this game, you guys. If I had to take a side, it would be the Flyers. Manny picks or Manny bets. Thanks for joining us here today. The Canucks and Sabres over, and the over for the Devils and the Canadiens. I like it. Best of luck in your bets tonight. Okay, the next game on the board. Minnesota Wild take on the Nashville Predators. Now, this is at 8 o'clock Eastern, you guys. -113 here for the Minnesota Wild. It should be an interesting game between these two. The Predators coming in here. Sorry, I just am moving my book around here, making sure these odds updated because I don't like when these lines have moved. Now, the Predators coming in here at -106 here on the money line. We've got a total that has sat solid at this number of 6, which I'm surprised by that it actually hasn't gone up because we know both of these defenses have been giving up the goals. Wild actually have played better as of late. They've been able to take their goals against average defensively from over that 3 to under that 3 mark. They're now sitting at a 2.93 goals per game allowed and that 31.2 shots on goal. Now the Nashville Predators still sitting above that number at 3. sitting at 3.33 goals per game and 32.6 goals or shots on goal. Saros is expected for the Preds. I really like what we've seen out of Saros so far this season. While he hasn't been getting these wins, he's been making some incredible stops. He still does have a 3.22 goals against average. Marc-Andre Fleury, we know he had some bad games out of the gate, but he is, again, trending in the right, trending in the right direction with the Minnesota Wild. His goals against average is now below 3. It's at 2.81. Both of these offenses really haven't been lighting up the scoreboards, both averaging under that 3 and sitting right around that 30 shots on goal. The Minnesota Wild sitting at 31.7 shots on goal per game, and the Nashville Predators at that 29.4. Now, with both of these teams allowing these goals, they're getting in a better trend. I know a lot of people are leaning towards the under here. I still do think this is one that probably goes over that total. We've seen these two teams play each other really competitively and really hard and end up getting over that number. 4 of the last 4 meetings have gone over. It's 4-1-1 in the last 6 meetings in Nashville to that over. And so with this number sitting at 6, I'm going to hit it over. If you're getting 6.5, I would go under that number. There is a chance of getting the push here. Now, the Wild have struggled in Nashville. They're 2-10 in their last 12 meetings in Nashville, 1-8 in the last 9 meetings in Nashville. Sorry, that 2-10 is in the last 12 meetings overall. Home ice has been huge between these two. I just don't love this game. When we look at the Nashville Predators, they've lost their last 4 games as an underdog, as a home underdog. I don't know if I can back them here. They're sitting 6-8 on the season. The Minnesota Wild, I think, are playing the better hockey at the moment. They're 7-6. They're off a loss to the Sharks in overtime, which was surprising. We thought the Sharks would keep that one tight, not blow out the Wild. I think this is in this position, in this last road game before they return home. They got 7 games at home. I think with the Predators coming off that win, they got a hard-fought win over the Rangers. Islanders on deck. I think this is a letdown for the Preds as the home underdog here. I'm going to take the Minnesota Wild on the money line at -113. I just think they are the better team right now. This team has to dig deep and get this win at home or on the road before they return home for those 7 games. So give me the Wild here. Okay, the Detroit Red Wings taking on the Anaheim Ducks. This line is freaky, okay? The Ducks are absolutely terrible, you guys. They're 4-10 on the season. We're getting the -104 here at home. The Red Wings, 7-5-2 on the season, 3-2 on, or 2-3 on the road. So they haven't been good on the road. They're got a better defense here, the Anaheim Ducks, and we're getting them at -115 only. I don't know. I don't love this. It looks weird. This is another one. I think I'm going to stay off this. Huso expected for the Red Wings. For me, it's the Red Wings to get the win here, but I think they should be bigger favorites. So it scares me. I'm also seeing everyone on the Red Wings tonight, which you know is never a good situation when everyone is riding them. We see people lose money for sure. John Gibson expected for the Anaheim Ducks. He's got a 4.47 goals against average. This team defensively is allowing 4.47 and 39.1 shots on goal. The Red Wings come in here. Both these teams not really lighting up the scoreboard, with the Red Wings averaging only that 2.93 goals per game and 28.7 shots on goal, but allowing that 3.27 and 32.7. We've got bad defenses that are allowing too many goals. The Red Wings have struggled in Anaheim. They're 1-4 in their last 5 meetings in Anaheim. The home team has been huge between these two in the last 74 meetings. The home team has won 50 of those. I don't know, you guys. I want to take the Red Wings. I just think too many people are going to be on the Red Wings. They've got the better record. Why are they only -115 here? They should be -170. I think I've got to say screw it and put some money on the Anaheim Ducks. I think the best bet, though, is to take the over 6.5. I think if the Red Wings come out here and they should be able to light up the Ducks will have to compete. They'll have to get this puck in the back of Husso's net. Not sure if they'll be able to do it, but something is leaning me towards taking the Anaheim Ducks, and it's this line again, like we saw last night with the St. Louis Blues. I don't like it. Give me the Ducks here reluctantly. I'm not going to throw it in a best bet or anything because it will just be a sprinkle on the Ducks because of the value. Okay, you guys, last game on the board. We got the San Jose Sharks and the Vegas Golden Knights, a line that completely makes sense. Vegas coming in here at minus 285 on that money line. The Sharks plus 230. The total that has gone from 6 to 6.5. Vegas, I think, blows them out of the water here. We know Vegas is one of those teams that is so strong, especially in that first period. I'm going to take Vegas on the puck line in the first period, minus a half a point. We're getting that at minus 110. I'm also going to take Vegas on the puck line for the full game at minus 105. The Golden Knights have covered that puck line in each of their last 7 games against the San Jose Sharks following a loss. So they come in strong off those losses, and they really take it out on this Sharks team. Now, the Sharks have lost their last 6 games as an underdog following overtime. I think this is a bad loss for them here. While we have made some money on the Sharks tonight against the Vegas Golden Knights, is not one of those situations. The Sharks are 1-5 in their last 6 meetings in Vegas. Road team has had an advantage, but I'm not buying it. I don't think the Sharks can get this done. Well, I do like Vegas on the puck line. I still like that under 6.5. We've got Logan Thompson expected in goal for the Vegas Golden Knights. We know he's absolutely phenomenal. He's got a 2.32 goals against average on the season, going 8-2. James Reimer expected for the Sharks. Now, I like what we've seen out of Reimer, so I think he can do enough in this game. Even though his defense can't, I think he can do enough to stop these goals going in the back of his net. His goals against average is 2.88. The defense is allowing that 3.35 and 31.3 shots. So we need James Reimer to continue playing how we have seen him and stop these pucks. Now, the Sharks are only averaging that 2.71 goals per game. It's going to be a really hard game for them to get that puck in the back of the net of Logan Thompson here. So give me the under 6.5. Give me Vegas. This is actually my favorite game of the night, you guys. Give me Vegas on the puck line in that first period and the puck line for the full game. I love those first line puck lines for the stronger team, especially Vegas at home, because you know that goalie is not going to be pulled and there's not going to be a chance for a team to get that extra goal snuck in there. So I think it's a great way to go. We know the Sharks have been digging deep in these games, but it's just going to be too much for the San Jose Sharks. Thomas, you're right. You got plus 110 on that puck line. Like I said, you guys, shop those lines. Go over to Betstamp.app. Use referral code Madden. Okay, let's do a recap of everything I'm liking in these games. We'll build the parlay at the same time. So, first game on the board, the Toronto Maple Leafs and the Pittsburgh Penguins. I'm going to take the Penguins in the first period. That is my favorite bet of this whole game. I think even for the parlay reasons, that's what I'm going to put in, is the Pittsburgh Penguins in the first period, because I do like that under 6.5, you guys. But Matt Murray, it all depends on him in this game. So let's move on to the next game. And again, you guys, these are the recaps. We're going to fly over it. You can go back and watch my breakdowns. I'll bookmark it after the show. I got to roll with the Buffalo Sabres over the Vancouver Canucks here at home. I think the best way to take this game is to take the Canucks and the Sabres over 6.5. And that's what I'm going to throw into the parlay. Again, I'll recap the parlay at the end here. Both those teams off losses to the Bruins. The Sabres have had more rest. Now, the Washington Capitals and the Florida Panthers. I love the Capitals here on the puck line at plus 1.5. We're getting that around I'm getting minus 140. People are getting minus 160. So if you're getting minus 160, don't bet it. That's way too much juice. Take their team total over 2.5. There was so much better value. I believe it was minus 118, you guys, when we just looked for the parlay reasons. I will take them on the puck line, plus 1.5 here versus the Florida Panthers. I do like the over 6.5 in this one. Both of these defenses just have been allowing too many goals. I think Alex Ovechkin, you can look at for that anytime goal, his shots on goal tonight. I think he's definitely one that you want to circle for the Washington Capitals. Now, the Dallas Stars coming out here. I have to ride with the Stars with this value versus the Tampa Bay Lightning. The Tampa Bay Lightning just have not been able to string these wins together. We know they're coming off a nice win versus the Capitals. So they've got Calgary on deck too on Thursday. I think I'm going to roll with the Stars here with Ottinger expected. I don't love the total. I'm staying off the total, you guys. I don't even want to recap the total. I'm going to put the Stars on the money line for the parlay. The next game on the board, the New Jersey Devils and the Montreal Canadiens. This Devils team is on fire. Could I see Montreal winning? Absolutely. They've won their last 3 games. This team plays phenomenal against teams that they shouldn't beat. They end up winning the games that no one expects them to win. Now, plus 158, I think it's worth a sprinkle, but I do think the best bet is taking the New Jersey Devils here at their team total over 3.5 at minus 110. I love what I'm seeing out of the Devils. This team is so phenomenal on both sides of the puck. They're going to control that neutral zone. Montreal will need to play their best ever game. Worth a sprinkle. Suzuki, worth a sprinkle for his shots on goal, but this Devils team is so phenomenal. It will be a mind-blowing game if Montreal wins it tonight. I'm going to be watching, and I can't wait for this game. So the Devils team total is what I'm going to put in my parlay, over 3.5. The next game on the board and the over for that full game, I do like as well, you guys. The next game on the board, we got the Philadelphia Flyers taking on the Columbus Blue Jackets. I'm going to have to lean on the Flyers here to get this win. I don't love this game. Just isn't sitting right with me, this one. I think you can look at the Flyers team total over 3.5 as well. And the over for the game. I'm leaving it out of my parlay. It just, this one and the Anaheim Ducks game are not sitting good with me, so I'm leaving it out. The Minnesota Wild and the Nashville Predators. I have to ride with the Wild here on that money line to come out and get the win on the road here before returning home they've got 7 games coming up at home. I think the Rangers just off a huge win the Nashville Predators off the huge win over the Rangers are going to be kind of a letdown spot for them. Islanders on deck. I think Minnesota rolls in this one. Both these goalies have been giving up too many goals. While I don't love these teams offensively not being over that number of 3, I do think we can still lean on this over because it's sitting at 6. So if you want to play the total, I would go over that number. The Detroit Red Wings taking that Anaheim Ducks. Like I said, you guys, I don't love this. The Red Wings only minus 115. They did win the last time out to the Ducks as well, 5-1. This was just last month at October 23rd, 24th, I want to say it was. They just won this game. Anaheim, not a good team. 4-10 on the season, and they're minus 104 here. The Red Wings are only minus 115. I know they've lost their last 3 games. They're the stronger team here. Got the better defense. It has to be the Ducks or nothing for me. I think this is another one where everyone's like, we're getting the Red Wings. They're 7-5-2 on the season. Their defense is better. Their goaltending's better. Why? I've got to sprinkle a little bit on the Ducks, but otherwise, I hate this game. I think it's probably a higher scoring game if the Ducks are to get this win. Not putting it in the parlay. I don't love it. But the game I do love, last but not least, we got the San Jose Sharks taking on the Vegas Golden Knights. Vegas on the puck line in that first period at minus 0.5 is minus 110. Absolutely love it. I love Vegas on the puck line for the full game at minus 105. And this total, as long as James Reimer plays the game that we should see him play, it stays under the 6.5. I love it. You guys, the parlay, what am I going to put? I'm going to put Vegas. First period, for my best bet of that. I think they come out strong out of the gate. There is no empty nets, nothing to worry about there. So the recap of the parlay, you guys. We're going to take the Penguins in the first period. We're going to take the Sabres game over 6.5. We're going to take the Capitals plus 1.5. The Dallas Stars on the money line. The Devils team total over 3.5. The Wild on the money line. And Vegas in the first period. If you want to be a little bit safer, you could take Vegas on the money line. It's going to change your odds just a little bit. But you guys, I have a meeting in 3 minutes, so I've got to run. I want to thank you so much for joining me here on Pocket with Joe. Let's make some freaking money tonight. I appreciate all of you guys. Gil, quack attack. That's what the line is telling me. I don't want to put my money on the Anaheim Ducks. The line's telling me the Ducks are quacking. I hate it. I hate it, hate it, hate it. Kev, you're coming out here with the Devils and Canadiens over 6.5. I love it. The Panthers laying the 1.5 on the puck line. Be careful with that one. That's the only one I'm concerned about. You guys, thank you so much. I got to run. Appreciate you guys. Have a great day. I will be back here right at 3:30 tomorrow Eastern. I'll tell traffic he can't fight with me this time. You guys, I'll talk to you later. Have a good one. Thanks for joining.